Hello and welcome live in Japanese Garden, Bristol. Okay guys, so this is going to be about the Zen Garden. Okay, I'm going to do two types of Zen Garden. One I don't recommend, as Russ will know, because he said he's going to do it anyway. And there's one that I think will work well in anybody's garden, okay? Because the one I do, I think is too complicated to be doing it a lot and hard work. So the whole point of a Japanese garden is having easy maintenance. And that's why I love the Japanese garden so much as well, because they're so easy maintenance. And the other reason why I'm doing this this live is because I get asked two main questions on social media. I always get asked, what gravel do I use that I can make the shapes out of, and what ground cover I use is in my garden. So they are the two main questions I get asked. I get asked loads of questions, but they're the ones that keeps popping up all the time. So I tell them 6 mil clean and mind your own business. So don't take that the wrong way. Mind your own business is the ground cover. I had some jipper a few weeks ago about it. Anyway, this is going to be quite a long video, I think, so I'm going to get on with it. I'm going to tell you the reasons why I don't recommend the type of garden I got. But first, I'm going to do the type of garden that I think will go well in anybody's garden, and it will look good. And you'll have the choice whether you want to make shapes in it or not. So the trouble is, guys, I got this camera here. It's the only place I can get to it, so you can see the whole area. But what I might have to do is do some bits and come back and take the camera down to show you what I've done. Now, the main reason why I don't suggest these gardens is because in the UK, we get a lot of wind, and the wind blows out all the dead leaves out of the greenery around. As behind me, you can see I got the ivy there, and it's got all new shoots, all the old is dead, and the wind comes along and blows it out and makes a mess. And if I left the grooves in the gravel, they sit in the gravel go over it, and they're there for good, or rot or whatever. So this is my problem. I don't know if you can see this down here, but I've got a load of leaves out. I cleaned up a load today, so I clean up a bit more. Quite easy to clean up if the grooves ain't there. Okay, so this is what I got to do every time I do my garden. Every time I do this, if it's bad wind. Okay, so it's quite difficult. It's better to pick up with your fingers, really. So you can imagine the hard work to try to keep this clean. Hopefully you can hear me out there, guys. It won't take me 2 minutes, 2 seconds, and I'm done. Okay, there we go. I'll chuck that in my Chiriana. And if no, not Trover. And if you haven't seen that video, go on my video, scroll down. All my lives are there for 30 days, and you can see ones I've done in the past and other things I do. Right, guys. So here we go. Now, like I said, I'm going to do what I think would work in anybody's garden, and that's a Zen garden, but you put a lot of greenery with it. It looks good, it looks effective. I seen one at Brian and Paul's house. They got one there, and I thought it looked amazing. Last year when I'd done this video, I explained it to you, but I'm going to try to draw it in this one to give you some idea. But like I said, the problem with this is whether you can see it. But what I'll do, I'll take the camera off and then walk around. Right, so what I do, I'm going to get a brush and I'm going to draw lines to how, because even in my last opening, I had a couple and they were trying to create a Japanese garden, and a lot of people don't know where to start when they do it. And it's hard to explain how to do it, but this is a very good way of explaining it, really. I can do it in my garden now, and you can take inspiration from that and go and create it in your own garden. Okay, so I'll remind you at the end of what gravel I use as well. I did say it at the beginning. I'll say it again at the end if I remember. Okay, so imagine this is your gravel area or your garden. I mean, this garden is what? Probably about 8 foot by 6 foot, something like that. Got me bonsai wall there. I got a water feature here, which I can amalgamate that into this kind of garden. Okay, so let's get on with it. What I would do, I would draw lines around and give it a shape, really. We're going to go around there. I'll bring the camera down in a minute, guys, so excuse me if it goes a little bit quiet. I'm just going to make some shape of them. I think that's going there nicely. I haven't tried it yet. Okay, so there we go. Right, let me turn the camera around and show you what I've done. Oops. Right. Okay, so say you had an area like this, okay? So what you do, that bit in the middle is your, so say water. That's the water, because gravel in Japan, white gravel is water. Okay, so that's your water, that's your pond area, your lake. And around the outside is your lake. It's your land, sorry. Do apologize, it's your land. Okay, so these rocks, you might have a rock there, you might have it in an island, you might move it up. I'm not going to move my rocks because my rocks are in a place where I do my type of thing garden. Okay, so I'm not going to move them. But if you're going to do it, I would have rocks in the ground area. You could put plants. I would put something like conifer, ground cover conifers, stuff like that. You could put a plant in, a higher plant at the back maybe. And then the lower plants at the front. But whatever you do, don't put too many. So what you do, you'll put something like that. Okay. And you'll have one either side and some lower stuff, ground cover or conifer, the ground cover conifers would look good around there, I think. And then if you left it like that and you didn't put the swirls in, it will look fine. It will look absolutely amazing. No worries. But then if you wanted to put the swirls in, you can. Let me go and get me, you have to excuse me. I don't know where I left it. There it is. Okay, I got a small one here, rake. It broke, they're all broke. But I'll kind of be able to do it better with this one. So what I do is you go around like that. You could do your shapes however you want. I'm going to show you a better way of doing it in a minute, but this is just to give you a little guide of how you can create something so easy and so effective. And I didn't rehearse this at all. God. Right, try not. Okay, so you could do something like that. You could put a rock there and go around a rock. So a rock is in the water. You can put plants around it and you can kind of create that Zen Rock Garden with your plants and with the gravel as well. Okay, so that's something I would do in my garden. But because I like to show people a Zen garden, I do it the way I do it. So what I'll do, put the camera back up now. Turn you around. Right. Okay guys, so that is a very easy, very basic way of creating a Zen garden in your own garden, which you can put the shapes in if you want to, or you could just leave it out and just have the gravel. And then do yourself some plantations. And like I said, one plant in each place. Don't go mad, because when you start going mad on the plants, it starts losing the effect you're trying to create. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of these plants in a minute. These leaves everywhere. So Okay, so now the type of Zen garden I got. Now, in Japan, the monks create these gardens, and every morning they come out as a ritual and they rake their gravel. And then they will sit and meditate or pray or whatever they do next to it. Now they do that every morning. I don't have the time to do it. I only do it for when I open or if I want some photos. So I'm going to show you what I do to make it look good and keep it like it for a long period of time. Let me brush this out. Okay, so if you had leaves and they went into those grooves, they would stay there. Even when you brush it, it could go under the gravel, and that's a pain in the neck. It's windy here at the moment, so hopefully you can hear me. Right. Okay, so it's quite cold out here. It's actually fantastic yesterday. We went out down to Bristol Docks. It was lovely. We had drinks and enjoyed it. It was really nice. Today's been hammering down and freezing cold. There's a change in weather. Now, what I do next to make sure that this looks good and stays like it is this. Now, it may look weird, but I water my gravel. Okay, I soak the gravel as much as I can, really. Because what happens, that helps it congeal together. So I will soak it more than that, but I don't want to be stood here doing this for a long period of time. Then I get my rake. A rake I've made out of a brush. Okay, very simple. 6x2 that is. No, 6x1, sorry, 6x1 on a brush handle. Very easy to make. One guy I put up on a group once, my garden, he come up with this absolute, well, this mechanism he had for us raking. It didn't work, he said. I said, well, why didn't you do this? It's so simple. Anyway, so what I do now is I'll rake my gravel. Let me quickly do it. I'm doing it fast. I shouldn't do it fast, really. The gravel does not go very, don't stay there if you go too fast. You've got to do it slow. Now, I've done this in a couple of minutes. It usually takes quite a long time to do this. Well. Okay. So there we go. Let me turn the camera around again and show you. Okay, so I quickly done that. Like I said, it takes a lot longer to do it than that. That was just quick, and that's the kind of effect I get when I do it with the rake. My Zen Rock Garden. It's said to have a common effect on the mind. So you sit here and relax and just listen to the birds and the chimes. And I hadn't turned the water feature on because I thought the water might overpower my voice, so I didn't turn it on. But with the water going, sat here, and it's nice and relaxing. Okay, so that's why they create the Zen Rock Gardens. The rocks, they don't have to be in a specific place. It's for your own imagination to create what you want to create out of them. You could create things like mountains, people, animals, stuff like that. And I've got my own little one there. So I know what I've created, but if you come here and you sit here, you just create your own. And that's what it's about. and then the dog barks. Anyway, so that's nice. Okay. Watch it, the camera's up on the step. Okay guys, so that is 2 ways I would create a Zen garden in a Zen Rock Garden in a normal garden like mine. The reason I do that one is because it's kind of like a replica of the ones I've seen in Japan, or ones I've always seen on social media and stuff like that. And well, the pictures I've seen of the big Zen gardens, so I wanted to create that. But if you want something less hard work, less maintenance, then I would do the first one I've done, is draw the shapes around, put plants around the outer edge, and do a little bit in the middle, which you can shape if you want to, or you can leave if you want to. You don't have to do it. You can just leave it and it will still look good. I was saying it to someone the other day about how to do it, and so now I thought I'd take the chance to show you. This is the video I was going to put on last week, but the weather was bad and I wanted to show you how I've done that. When I do rake it after as well, I do water it again to make sure that it kind of helps it congeal together. So that's it really, that's my Zen garden. I hope that's helped you into how to create something in your garden. If you want to see more, I'm obviously live every Tuesday at the moment. I've got loads planned, but this only stays up for 30 days. I am doing this for my other social media accounts, so I will be putting this video up on YouTube and TikTok and stuff like that. And so if when 30 days this is gone, it will still be on YouTube. Okay, it's just a way of keeping it there. I didn't want to repeat it up on Facebook all the time. So guys, that is it really. That is so simple. Like I said, the only problem is the leaves going in it. Hope to see you at my garden. We'll have a good chat. So my garden is open to the public on certain dates if you want to book it online on my website, or I got the charity one in 2 weeks time, which is filling up nicely, and can't wait for that one. It's going to be a long day, 5 hours, and can't wait to do that one as well and raise more money for charity. So there we go guys, I hope that has helped you out. Look out for me ones in the future. I've got, let's say, got loose plans. Right, I'll leave you to it. Have a good evening, and I'll see you next Tuesday at 7.